Hey everyone, Aaron here, and welcome back to Classic Reviews 2, probably. Second one. And this is of Trigun. Oh, where to start with Trigun? Great, amazing classic. I remember when I was in middle school, I believe, and I would run home after I got picked up from school and hope that the VHS tape was recording Trigun because it came on slightly after when I got to school, or slightly before when I got to, finished school. And yeah, I feel old saying VHS tape. We didn't have DVR back then. Everything was VHS tapes. You had to tape stuff, and it was a pain in the ass. And then you have to mark on the side what you taped and what show it was and what episode it was. Oof, I don't miss those days. Anyways, though, so try again. I'm trying to think of how to say it without kind of going into the usual review of it, because I'm not trying to review this per se in terms of you know nostalgia. I want to kind of view this in terms of what it meant to the anime world. Wild West concepts are big in the culture of the West. I mean, because that's where the Wild West came from. It's why we call it the Wild West. And Trigun seemed to kind of want to break through the classic tropes of with the Wild West, in it that our main character Vasta Stampede was the man with the hugest bounty on his head, but it's not because that was he was looking for trouble, more so because trouble always seemed to find him. And he was always one to kind of avoid, starting up a fight or trying to, use his guns right away, because he did have guns, he had weapons, and he has many weapons that you find out about of the course of the show you find out about. But he tried to avoid using them. He tried to always find a kind of peaceful or comedic situation to avoid having a shootout, which is kind of the polar opposite to the Wild West, because the Wild West is always associated with, who could draw their gun fastest, in the sunlight duel, or the sunset duel, excuse me, the sunlight duel. Well, not incorrect. But anyways, and that's what I loved about Trigun, because it was something cool. It was something different back then. Even now, it's pretty different if you think about it. The animation was very good. I was sometimes kind of iffy on the character design because I didn't really like the kind of overly elongated kind of characters they had. I mean, Trigun has huge arms and legs. It used to always kind of weird me out when I was younger, but it was overall pretty cool. I mean, it had some great action sequences when when Vash actually pulled out his giant pistol that he has right there. He get into shootouts and he knew how to use his gun. And it was always kind of cool to watch because, I mean, even then he was kind of jokey about what he was doing and he always try to kind of avoid death shots and all that. And I think that's what made Trigun special, was that it wasn't your typical Wild West concept. I mean, they had future Wild West concepts because it was supposed to be the apocalypse and the world kind of reverted back to the Wild West time period. And that's what made it cool. It really did. It had some nice visuals. It had some great voice acting. It had some great storytelling. It has a classic, I think, iconic main character. And that's what was awesome about Trigun. It's something that even now, if you reviewed it, you would give it the same score because, yeah, okay, the animation wasn't that great, but it was pretty good for back then. It was probably phenomenal for back then. And I think very similar to Gundam, it was something that, while it didn't set any kind of revolution in terms of, making anime more popular, because I'll be honest with you, I don't think Trigun ever was very, very popular. I think more so it got popular more toward the later of its life, because, I mean, I know a lot of people that have watched anime since my age and don't know about Trigun or never really watched it, because it's just one of those shows that if you watched it, you watched it. If you didn't even know about it. And back then, the internet wasn't as prevalent, so you couldn't just go and search up, new anime to watch. It was more so you saw TV Guide that said, "Oh, Trigun." It said that you look up what Trigun meant, and you find this show. So overall, if I had to review Trigun, I give it a teetering. I give it an A minus, also like Gundam. I was teetering almost between a B plus, but I felt that would be unfair because Trigun was very good, and the only problems I think I ever had with Trigun was, again, the elongated characters, and occasionally the plot was a little bit all over the place. I think it tried to kind of compress a lot of information to, I think, what was it, 20 something episodes, or actually I don't remember how long Trigun was now that I think about it. I think it was 20 plus episodes, but I could be wrong. But I remember the one concept of it was that it had a lot of episodes that it would just seem like it was just going from place to place to place to place really fast, almost like a bullet presentation slide where you have just one slide, one slide, one slide. And that was my biggest issue with Trigun even back then. But now it's also, something I understand even more. They could have slowed it down a little bit, but who knows back then. But anyways, though, I give it an A- because I think it was a phenomenal show. It was very good. And again, I think it tried to do its greatest job of trying to break through the original concepts of, the Wild West and try to make something different. So anyways, guys, that's it for this review. Please like, comment, subscribe. I don't think I said in the last video, but that's okay. I don't always have to say that. And anyways, guys, until our paths cross again tomorrow, because I'm doing another classic, have a good one. Bye.